Greetings, my fellow children of the Spinner in Darkness. Welcome back to Age of Wonders 4. My vacation is over, regrettably. It was a lovely time. Got to journey through the hills and mountains of Switzerland with a dear friend of mine. But we are back. So, we will be going back to a more regular upload. Every other day, most likely. I will potentially upload even more than that when the time provides, but cannot always guarantee that. In any case, in the previous episode, we have defeated Zenith the God Vassal in a climactic battle. It wasn't a very difficult battle, mind you, but it was climactic. Vast forces engaged against mine, but we were rather decisively triumphant. We slaughtered them with minimal losses. Very minimal losses. And now, Zenith the God Vassal has withdrawn to the astral void. The god that inhabits Zenith will surely rebuild her, because she serves its purposes quite well, but, well, we will need to make sure that her city is destroyed before that happens. Perhaps somewhere down the line, she may return in one form or another, in another iteration of this world, but we shall see. There were many gods that once inhabited the ancient world before the cataclysm. Many have sought to return, though few have actually succeeded in doing so. You see, the gods are barred from interacting with the world directly, so they must find creative solutions. Zenith the God Vassal was, of course, one such creative solution. A human puppet, grown specifically for this purpose. Ours, in a way. Synarix, the Curse Weaver, she serves a similar purpose, though she was not specifically made to be inhabited by a god directly, such as a risky maneuver, and the Spinner in Darkness prefers to take a more indirect approach, instead controlling her through visions and seeing from the eyes that she no longer has. In any case, we have plans. We have great plans. Denouncing, the capital of the God Vessel's Order of the Ashen Hand, it will fall to us, and we are actually going to take it over. We cannot currently afford another city, but thanks to several insightful comments, I have a solution to that. And you will see just as soon as this turn is over. Alright, I believe we can end our turn and proceed onwards. So, one of the things that I'm going to want to do is when we switch down to the Underworld below, I have two cities here that actually share a border, which means I believe I can actually transfer a lot of territory from Donartur to the Spinner's Nest. And then, once most of the territory has been transferred to the Spinner's Nest, I'm going to release Donartur as a vassal, much as I did with the Vestigial Strand. They'll still serve me, they'll also provide me with resources, not as much, admittedly, but it will open the surface up for greater conquest. We only need one city down in the deeps. It's fairly constrictive down here. I would like to have more free expansion, so the surface calls. For now, our enemies move against us. We are still at war with nearly everyone. Thankfully, Korsgul, Grix, and Torbeld are not at war with us, but that could, of course, always change. Torbeld is dabbling with powers that he shouldn't be dabbling with. He has several of these seeds of the Materium, or a seed of the Materium and a root of the Materium under his control, so if he builds up any more, he may become a threat towards our victory, so we will need to deal with him in the time. Alright, Whispers of Woe. Hazy whispers emerge from the depths of your crypt, drawing your attention to a sealed jar of unknown origin.
Sweeper, come beneath the shadows. Listen to us. She who can hear our voice. Dark magic was our crime. Eternal imprisonment our sentence. Oh, how long we have waited in darkness. Release us. Free us.
Well, we could release these evil spirits. We could channel the Jar's souls for our own dark magic, except that we cannot because we do not use these dark powers. 304 magic, and I would gain Shadow Boon. Your communion with the forces of shadow strengthen your rule, temporarily increasing city stability in all of your cities. The strength of this effect scales up with higher shadow affinity. Okay, yeah, I mean, sure. What possible negative consequences could this have? Okay, so what I want to do here is, let me see here. How do we actually do this? I'm going to quickly check if this is transferable. Transfer to the spinner's nest. Indeed. Okay. That'll take one turn. And we can transfer this... No, we cannot. We can only do these once per turn. Alright, then we're going to do as much as we can. We're going to move the teleporter to the spinner's nest. And we're going to gradually move everything and then eventually release Donator. Alright, how are we doing here? Our army is still guarding this watchtower, basically. Meanwhile, our forces are going to advance here on Valtan. They're going to be able to probably draft up a couple of forces before we get there, but I don't think it's going to be nearly enough to stop 4 massive armies from laying waste to their city, taking it as their own, or taking it for our own. Now, our scouts here, we're still pillaging, so I believe we need to wait with them. That's fine. How are we doing here? Spells ready to launch. You know, we can summon more animals. We could summon some more watchers. We're going to hold off on that for now. We'll keep them in the back pocket for when the time is right. Alright. And then you were going to go and just hold up here, actually. Stay right there. You're already guarding up here. Good. And we have 2 armies right here. I would like to get another hero, but we can't afford another hero until we get another city. So that's going to take a little while. What we could build here, we could start constructing the seeds, though I'd rather do that underground. It'll be far more safe for us to do so underground. So I think constructing a stonemason here isn't going to be a terrible option. And let's end our turn. Well, thanks to us despoiling these lands, a group of hellish pigs have risen up to join us. All is right in the world. It is as they should do. Why wouldn't they join us? Right, our scouts are going to go and actually investigate this territory up here, because we're going to eventually want to take all of this after all. So, but now, for now, we're going to move Asha Shadowbiter, our absolute world beater. She's going to initiate the siege, which we will start right now. They have ballista towers, they have archer battlements, caltrops, and palisade walls. So basically what all of this means is palisade walls are going to increase the health of the fortifications. All of these actually have in-game effects during the actual siege battle. The sieges are really cool. We haven't done one yet, to my knowledge. Ballista towers are actually going to put ballistas on the walls. I believe this has them start off with 2 of them, and they're kind of mean. Archer battlements basically involve that archers will deal extra damage when they're on battlements. So they'll have a good defensive position. And then caltrops are going to be randomly distributed around, not my deployment, but right out in front of my deployment, which will deal with a little bit of damage. Oh no, it'll slow me and inflict bleeding. And then we have our own siege projects that we can do. So we could construct onagers, which would give us siege weapons. We don't need that, because they're going to be destroyed. These are ballistic towers? Indeed. Let's do a tower bombardment, which will destroy half of their towers. It'll cost us 100 magic. We can absolutely afford that. And I would prefer to do things that cost magic. And then headlong assault. Units besieging the city take 20 damage at the start of combat. That will affect us, but it will allow us to siege faster. I don't want to do that. Because we need to get through 60 fortification damage, and we're going to be dealing 12 fortification damage per turn. So I think sabotage support damages the support defense structure in the city. We could break battlements, or undermine the walls, which will allow us to put additional breaches there. I think let's undermine the walls, because that just seems... No, this will break the battlements, but they only have 2 units there. I think I'm just going to undermine the walls. We'll do that. It's going to take a couple of turns, but we'll put her there. I'm going to move my entire army here, because I'm kind of expecting a retaliation from one of their allies to reach us before the siege is over. It's going to take a couple of turns for us to actually take this city, so... Yeah, and there's... No, this is one of Grix's armies. Okay, I'm not so concerned about that. We have our scouts down here. They're going to be snooping around. We're going to look for some potential... Yeah, I want to watch for enemy armies coming up from the south. Another ruler was denounced. Who's denouncing who? Grix is denouncing Torbeld Dragonkiller. Okay, that's good. The more people that dislike Torbeld Dragonkiller, the better, because he's currently close to achieving a magical victory. And, he's currently the closest. So we'll need to keep an eye on him. Thankfully, our subterranean pathways will allow us to attack them pretty quickly, should that be necessary. What have we here? Thralls. Alright, this is a new unit. So I've installed a mod since then. I wasn't sure if it would... I've installed several mods since then. Since the previous episode, and I wasn't sure if they would come in. So I believe these are one of the modded units. They're just a kind of a low infantry unit that, yeah, they're pretty expendable. They just kind of exist to die, which is fair. You know, gotta have something for that purpose. So speaking of, we could recruit some thralls, or we could try and recruit some dark warriors. Just looking at the stat line, Dark Warriors deal a lot more damage, but the Thralls can hit multiple times, and then they have the Blood Sacrifice ability, which, not sure what that does. It deals damage to itself to heal another unit for twice as much temporary hit points. That's pretty cool. Let's actually recruit 2 Thralls here. And then we can add them to this army down here to just help protect the Watchers, and to heal the Hunting Spider Matriarch should that be necessary. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good here. Our scouts are going to continue moving that way. Spinner's Nest has produced stone walls. We will need to produce something new here. I think I want to actually build up some defenses, so let's actually construct some caltrops. Because you never know if the enemy's going to be able to attack me here. And on the off chance they can. So yeah, we have some more units here, like Shadow Legionnaires, which are just a more heavy melee unit, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the Headhunter, which is a cool skirmisher unit. The Throws Knives, which is pretty awesome. We've got some little Hell Pigs here as well, because that was done by transferring the territories. But we're going to transfer more territories over to the Spinner's Nest. So let's see if I can do that. Transfer to the Spinner's Nest. Province limit reached. We need 1 more population. Well, that's something I can do, although I want to save my Imperium. Otherwise, it's going to take 7 turns. Oh, man. Because I would like to take this wildlife sanctuary for the Spinner's Nest. Though, no, I have one here. I could just release it as is. But having more territories, part of the Spinner's Nest, is only going to be a good thing for us. So perhaps I need to wait a little. Yeah, new Empire Development Skill. Because I would rather get some Empire Development skills. Cities gain +5 mana for each resource node in their domain. I mean, oh, we have that already. Never mind. Provinces with the forest province feature grant +2 city stability. That would be good. Completing a province annexation summons an animal unit under your control depending on the province. That's also going to be really good, especially if we're going to be transferring around stuff. Let's do that. I'm going to grab this. Because we're going to be transferring some provinces here still, and as this goes, we can actually get some animals. Now, there's a way to cheese this by just trading provinces every turn and getting a free animal every turn, but I'm not going to do that, because that's cheese. I would do it in my own game, if I felt like it, but no shade on the people that do that. You play the game how you want to play it. It's just, I'm going to avoid exploits in my playthroughs, because that is kind of what I feel that is. Alright, then that's all we can do there, because we have to wait for the Spinner's Nest to get more potential territory. I could abandon provinces, right? Just checking here. No, I don't think I can. I just kind of have to wait then until we can absorb more provinces from Donatur. And I know we can. We have the radius to do so. We can at least take this wildlife sanctuary and potentially even this mine. but I may have to jump the gun and release this as a vassal beforehand. It would take 3 turns because once the siege is over, there's only a couple of turns before I can take control of the city, and I don't know if I can go over my city cap. Ah, you can. You'll just suffer economic penalties. Okay, then I'm not as concerned. We'll still do it because I don't want to suffer the economic penalties, but what I was a bit concerned about is, like, if I take this city, and then I have 2 turns to seize control, but if I can't release one of my cities first, what's that gonna do? But no, you can go over your city cap. You're just gonna suffer economic penalties for doing so, and that's okay. I'm willing to do that for a couple of turns. So, let's end our turn. Alright, unfortunately Zenith has returned to Valtan. But it's not gonna amount to anything. So, from the looks of it, she is able to actually recruit while under siege. So that is a little bit different from, say, the Total War series. But that's fine. Now we know. It won't be enough. Whatever she does, it's not going to be enough. She will fall. That much is a guarantee. Okay. Here in Arachna's Vale, we have 1 turn until the Dread Spire is complete, which will be great. And here in the City of the Funneled Webs, we have 6 turns until our Stronghold is complete, which is also going to be great, because then we will be able to recruit Dark Knights, which will be a lot of fun. We need to really get our gold income up and going. I have been denounced. Denounced by who? Grix. You have crossed me, seer. I'm ignoring her claims. Apparently. Well, we'll destroy her next. She may be one of the few factions that is, not currently opposing me, but if she continues to denounce me, I will have to wipe her out, and I'm confident in our ability to do so. We should be able to accomplish that just fine. Just need to watch our back line here, because she's got a couple of forces right here that could threaten me. Could definitely be of threat. We need to... Potentially, we may have to, like, turn a force back around to protect there. So we could get another fire giant. They have a massive upkeep, though, so I'm probably going to not get another fire giant. Also, the Imperium upkeep for those is pretty gnarly. So, how are we looking down here? Just checking to make sure that this is working as I expect it to. Indeed, it needs 1 more population. So I don't think I'm going to add a population. I can't, in any case. So that's just going to have to wait. Our hell pigs can monitor the city. We need a animal watching the City of Funneled Webs. I just realized that. So we could actually just do the regular summon wild animal, and I'm going to drop one of these right here. So we're going to have a, excellent, another hell pig is going to provide, you know, security to our city. As it should be. Yes, there was a comment that said that they hoped that there would be a, like, pig form. Racial transformation at some point, you know, the Tome of Pigs, so that you can create the swine folk from Darkest Dungeon. I agree, I would play the hell out of that. I would absolutely run a campaign about the glorious, you know, hell pig people. So if that happens, you can expect to see that. Alright, you guys actually, why don't we send these, hell pig, or pseudo-hell pigs. They're not really hell pigs. They're sort of spikier hell pigs. I guess they are hell pigs. They're razorbacks, but, I mean, looking at them, they're not really pigs. They're more like porcupines, actually. Which are not pigs, as it turns out. So these are just going to be hell porcupines. They're going to come back and reinforce. Because porcupines, I think, would make for excellent city guards as well. Just do anything and, you know, get a leg full of quills and just be miserable for the next, you know, so long. Okay. Yeah, you guys hold here. You're now city guards, and our scouts are going to do what they do. So, we're going to scout down here. They've built a Seed of Chaos, indeed. Okay, so that is, Cortes Ghoul is building a Seed of Chaos. That's fine. I'm not so concerned about that. And our scouts here have done what they needed to do. What I want to do is get a strong, like, forward operating position. We are trespassing against... this is one of the neutral territories. Cancel. Don't trespass against them at the moment. This is one of Grix's Vassal cities, which I'm currently leeching money from, which is hilarious. Okay. Then we're going to end our turn. Alright, Donatur has completed its mint, so it's going to be increasing the gold income that it's going to be achieving. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually stop building here. So we're just going to generate gold with Donatur right now, because this is going to be transferred to a vassal anyways, and then they're going to be able to take care of that themselves. So, here in the Spinner's Nest, we have also completed our Caltrops Dash, which is great. So we're going to want to create some other things here in this city. I need the gold, but let's see, what's the Mages Guild going to do? Increase starting rank. That's pretty good. So that will, if we can construct a Mages Guild, which we need a monolith first, it's going to increase the starting rank of our support units that we recruit there. Only there, though, I think. That's what I would imagine. Which is okay, but we're not really recruiting much from there, so it's actually not that important. Extra knowledge is nice. True sight could be good. It might be useful to have that. Okay, the Wizard's Tower could be fun, but we don't really need the world map or combat casting points all that much. The crypts, yeah, we need to actually have heroes in our crypts. Heroes in prison can be converted or executed. Alright. Otherwise, they grant 2 knowledge per turn. Alright, the Tower of Recall. -1 turn to respawn ruler. Ruler responds with full hit points. Gain access to the recall ruler spell, which allows your ruler and its army to be teleported back to your throne city. That's kind of cool. Or we can get a Dark Forge. And a Dark Forge would be nice. And then we would want to build that near quarries and mines. We've got a mine and a quarry right there, so we already have a Doom Depth Trench there, so that's not really going to help. We have a quarry here, and I believe the Doom Depth Trench counts as a conduit. Never mind. So like this would be the place to build it, but we have a wildlife sanctuary there, which I would like to keep there. So, you know, perhaps I don't build anything here, or perhaps I just build some, like, archer battlements. It's very cheap. It's like 2 turns. I think I'm just going to do that. We got to get our defenses going, so. Other rulers have forged an alliance. Who have forged an alliance? Okay. Mustafa and Leofric Shale again. Okay. And, okay. She's denouncing Kortagul. She's denouncing everyone, which makes me inclined to not really listen to her. The Prelude of Doom. Target enemy army gets 2 demoralized for 1 turn. I think I'm going to just ready to cast this. Just have it ready to go. And I think I want to also have Scry enemy ready to go, just so that, if need be, I can do it twice in 1 turn. So we're not going to set production there. We're just going to do our thing. And Arachna's Veil can annex another province. All right. That's cool stuff. So I definitely want to go... Ooh, that being said, getting farms is going to be really good. Because farms are going to increase the speed at which we can expand. And expanding this way, we have time. Expanding here, we have less time because there's other cities expanding up towards us. So I'm actually going to first take these farms. And the more farms we have, the more rapidly we'll be able to make further expansions. So that's how I'm going to do that there. Our Thrall is 1 turn away from being completed, and then that's going to drop into this army as well, which is nice. Okay. Scouts! What are you doing? You're going to creep around, I guess. We've discovered everything we need to discover here, so why don't you start heading down this way. And, look at that. We have ourselves a new boar, which is going to jump into this army. Or, sorry, not the boar, the hell porcupine. So in that case, we don't actually need another thrall. So, cancel that. You're going to generate 13 food. Alright. And Hell pigs are doing well there. Okay, she is still recruiting more troops, but they're tier 1, like scouts, archers, bannermen, huntsmen. Okay, huntsman is I think a new mod unit. Should be easy enough to deal with, and I think we're good to go for the next turn. If you've ever wondered why we have pigs and other creatures working for us, you see, the power of the spinner in darkness is enthralling. It is able to very easily overwhelm the meager sensibilities of other subterranean wildlife and bend it to its will. Think, you know, like a mind control effect. So, that's my little explanation for that there, in case you're wondering. We can do a quick trespass. Let's, perhaps not. Korzgul, I think, is one of the few that... Whoa, 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 whoa. You're riding an eagle. That is an orc riding an eagle? That looks awesome. Alright. So. You are retreating? Okay, this is getting a little bit hog wild here. I am a little bit concerned. Okay, seeing the makeup of these armies, I am a little bit less concerned. Undead, so it seems Grix the Heart Eater has been consorting with necromancy, dabbling in other dark powers aside from those that we ourselves dabble in, of course. That's it's all right. The city of Funneled Webs can annex another province as well. Wonderful. Okay. So there's nothing more to annex down there. We have to annex up here, and that's what we'll do. So, annexing Archon's Blood to get us 20 magic or mana production and 5 research sounds good to me. Or we can do 25? No, let's get the research. And we now control this Archon's Blood here, and that is going to net us an enthralled Hell Crow. Yeah, all the animals are hell animals. Don't ask questions. This is what it is. They've been, you know, possessed, mind controlled by the spinner in darkness's power. So, okay, we have acquired Archon's Blood. Good stuff. Yeah, we've already read that. A little bit of lore there. Don't need to set any further production here. I'm just going to quickly check around the Underworld to make sure there's nothing sneaky coming around. Which it doesn't look like there is, which is good. There was just a yellow army there. That's fine. No other armies up around the Vestigial Strand. We, of course, have our outpost here with the Slag Smelter Forge, which is good stuff. We're finally building up some money. I'd like to keep building up some money, potentially convert our Spinner's Nest into a Black Palace, which would be pretty cool. But I might actually want to get more defensive structures. Ah, okay. Hold on. So if we do the Archer battlements, we can't do the Arcane battlements, from the looks of it. We can only do one battlement structure, right? When multiple battlement structures are built, only the most powerful battlement obstacles will be present in combat. Okay. Maybe I should have built the Arcane ones. You know what? I think I will. We'll build the Arcane battlements instead, because we have a lot of magic units, as opposed to not very many archer units. Like, our army is basically just spiders and watchers, right? Watchers are definitely magic units, so they'll benefit more from that. Because we're not using too many of the pursuers, which is fine. The watchers serve as the eyes of the spinner in darkness. Are they truly hers, or are they other eldritch beings that work for her? That much is thus far unknown. Perhaps we will discover more about them later in the game. Because of course, they're not spiders. But they have a distinct connection to the spinner in darkness. They have a connection to all of the old gods, including the god that Zenith is possessed by. But, yes, indeed, it is unknown as to whether these creatures are direct servants of the spinner in darkness, or are rather entities that have brokered some sort of deal with the Spinner in Darkness. Okay, our spider scouts are going to do a bit more spidery scouting. Okay, we've got some neutral territory here. Near Nidgard. Okay, it looks like Crix has more armies down here. Slightly more dangerous armies as well. If she starts moving up... Okay, there's 2 other forces here. I should have moved my scout up to check what they were. If these are Crix's armies, I am going to assume that I'm about to be attacked. That this is a prelude to war. A hostile move from Crix Heart Eater. Let's find out in the next turn. If they attack with 5, I'm confident I can beat 5 of their armies, because they're mostly low-tier armies. Prime Evil. You embody malignance, yet your insatiable ambition has you working on your next scheme already. Kings dread uttering your name. Mothers warn their naughty children about you, but it is not enough. You recently learned of ancient prime evils who have cast the longest and darkest shadows in history. They bound their malice to animals, objects, even servants, a heinous ritual that demands great sacrifice. Your elected sacrifice will grow your power, but what receptacle will be the target of your malice? Why can we not do this? Why is this blocked out? Draft in the Spinner's Nest is blocked for 6 turns. Elric Shadowbiter levels up twice. Synarch's Curseweaver gains enough experience to rank up. Or we can sacrifice Elric the Pathetic to level up Asha Shadowbiter 3 times. This will be a great scheme. Elric Shadowbiter, of course, he has served us for quite some time. He was the original ruler of Donartur, but among his own dynasty, Asha Shadowbiter has risen in the ranks and has proven to be a very powerful warrior. And a great asset to our faction. I believe this is what we must do. We will sacrifice Elric Shadowbiter, and Asha Shadowbiter will take his place as the leader of the Shadowbiter dynasty. Alright. So, Elric has died, unfortunately. Now, we will be able to actually recruit a new leader here. We can sell his remains, of course. We will do this. Goodbye. And let's recruit a new leader. Now, we've already seen the seditious schemes of the Shadowbiters in action, so I believe it is time that we draw from a new dynasty. We have a couple of potentially really cool options. We've got 2 level 10 characters here, 3 of them even, so we're not going to take another Shadowbiter. They're ultimately, Asha's loyal to us, but the rest of them can't be trusted. And there's too many of them in our ranks, to be fair. So we also have, what's her name? Malisa Shadowbiter. So, adding any more might cause some risks for us. Now, we have Lorath Unfound here, who will enable recruitment of some animal units when governing a city. We can already do that, as is. She would be an archer-based character. Of course, that's all free to respec for us. Here we have Messil Unfound. She has Disdain the Weak. She deals extra damage against Tier 1 units. Or we have Alexandria the Believer, but she's only level 6. I don't want that. I think I'm going to go for her. Disdain for the Weak is going to be good, because there are a lot of Tier 1 units creeping around, as it so turns out. You are riding a Dread Spider already. That's good. You have a Satirical Orb. Interesting. Inflicts Despair. I like that. But we'll see. We may redo your equipment. I like your vibe. Your aesthetic is great. Like the priestly robe, like the spike, love the skulls. Like, top-notch fashion sense. You're hired. So, we will recruit her. She is actually going to immediately head to our teleporter and go to Let's send her to Arachna's Vale. Wonderful. So she's going to come up here. Actually, we'll just move this army to right there. And she will now lead this new army. Okay, let's check her equipment. We can reset her skills once. Before we do that, we're going to check what equipment we can give her. So we've got this tier 3 hammer, excessive force, which could be fun. We already have a very strong melee hero, or we have this lightning spear, which I kind of like the idea of giving her a spear. It would disable her using a mount, though, which is less fun. We could give her this lightning sword, then. Or she can use the orb while mounted. And it does inflict despair, and I do like despair. Despair is great. Then we're going to give her the Mask of Precision, which, you know what? If we're going to equip her with the Mask of Precision, then we should at least give her a mask to wear, right? Some sort of mask. I'm sure there's some options. Okay. Doesn't look like there are, actually. No proper masks. I mean, there's this, but we already have one character that's got that on. We'll leave her as is, then. It's an invisible mask. Don't worry too much about it. Then we can also give her the Evoker's Robes, because she's going to be another caster for us. And she's got no leg armor, unfortunately. Ring-wise, opportunity attacks, flanking, or 5% critical chance. Let's give her the flanking, because the opportunity attacks is a melee thing. We are, of course, going to give her an Amulet of Vitality, because those are really good. Spider Hatchling Bell sounds awesome, and the Wand of Lightning Strike. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so you're a caster. So we're going to look at what we can get you here. We could get you Dark Ritual, which is going to summon a bunch of random Tier 1 zombies. That could be good, or Demon Step. Unit teleports to target hex and deals damage to adjacent units. Would be good on a more melee character. Blink could also be good. Good for getting out of the way. Or we could give her Mass Rejuvenation. Kind of like Mass Rejuvenation again. Although... Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual is good, because, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Dark Ritual. They are zombies, so I don't have much that's going to, like, buff them up. But just as a roadblock, you just drop these in. Zombies slow down enemy units for like a turn or two. It's good. Gives your Watchers a little bit more time to cause havoc. Gives your Spiders a little bit more time to have their webs go on cooldown or get in a better position to use their webs. And if you accidentally hit the zombies with some AoEs, who cares? I like it. As for the level 10, we could get Draining Blade, but that is a melee ability. No, we're going to get Virulent Outbreak, because that's awesome. Okay. So... we are, of course, going to give her Magecraft, because that's good. And I'm going to give her Pack Leader as well as a support ability, because that's going to buff up the animals. She is leading some animals. And why don't we also give her... because I would like to go into both support and magic. So we'll need to go... could give her just some resistance. Lightning Evoker is pretty nice. Takes a full turn to use, though. But, yeah, you know what? It's pretty good. Nah. Cancel. Get Channel Power. Then we can do Distant Evocation. Can you get both at the same time? Hold on. That was weird. Okay, no. Get Distant Evocation now. Increase the range of our spells. Sundering Curse is awesome. We're going to grab that. We love Sundering Curse. Wisp Familiar. Start combat with an Astral Wisp. Hold on. What does this do? Okay, it's a tier 1 unit that does some combat or cosmic bolts. Okay, interesting. And Precognition. Physical, ranged, and magic attacks ignore accuracy penalties from the obscuring condition caused by unit. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay, then we're going to look at, as much as I want her to go full into that, I do want to give her some support abilities to buff up her army. So, we could give her True Sight. She's got this cool mask. Maybe the mask gives her True Sight. But then again, could just give her more hit points. Or I could just give her Restore. I'm going to give her Restore. So Restore's pretty good. She's got 3 left. So we could get some strength training for her army, which is always good. And then some defensive training as well, just to buff up the troops. And then let's get Animal Handler. So our animals will be immune to mind control. And that'll be good. So, her army is now ready to move. It's awesome. This is going to be even better, because we have 2 of these units here that are going to be summoning animals as well, that are going to benefit from her buffs. So, yeah, that's all really cool. Okay, Leofric Shale has built a Seed of Nature. That's fine. Our scouts are going to take a look right up here. Okay, these are all Crix's armies. So, now, one thing I did notice is Crix actually returned to the Astral Void, interestingly enough. So, Crix was defeated by something, which is interesting. Alright, so Asha Shadowbiter has leveled up 3 times. So, we're going to make sure that we give her something. We could, you know, just more melee power, probably. Like, Swift Feet sounds fun. Oh, wow. For sprint, that also sounds awesome. Costs nothing to do. Or does it cost everything? Hold on. I think it costs nothing. Right? Yeah. So this is a free ability. Got a 3-turn cooldown. Grants +8 movement. Slippery, which means she doesn't trigger opportunity attacks. She's not stopped by zone of control. And she ignores terrain. That sounds great. Considering she's all about getting into a good position and delivering just an absolutely horrifying wallop. Expert Fighting? Sounds good to me. And then, what does Master Fighting do? Melee attacks gain +10% damage. Are we just stacking melee attack damage? Is that what we're doing here? I think that's what we're doing here. And what new ability can we get? So this is a tier 3. Ooh, Frostfire Detonation, I kind of like. Demon Step would be really fun on her. But hold on, what does Frostfire Detonation do? Deals damage to target unit, then deals 30% damage to all units in a 2-hex radius. It's got 6 range. It's cruel, so it's going to deal extra damage to units with low morale, and Grim Executioner. Okay, no, I think these are just her regular abilities. Yeah, I mean, actually, I think Demon Step is going to be cool, because that's just going to allow her to jump right in there, and then she can deliver a wallop with her axe. So let's give her Demon Step. She's already got Blink, so she's just going to have, like, super mobility. Be able to get around anywhere. Basically just a dervish with this axe. Which, if you're thinking dervish, or an axe is not a very dervish weapon. Actually, if you look at the some of the dervishes, which is a word that is associated with certain sects of Islam, and the dervishes actually did use axes, so that was kind of their thing, the Tabara axe. So, sort of works. But alright, that was cool. And then my ruler leveled up as well, so let's get her a new level. What can we get her? Some more support abilities. Nature's Avengers. All friendly animals and plants within 2 hexes become life strengthened. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, man. Just blob up the spiders? Yeah, I like it. It's got a lot of active abilities, so I need to just pay attention with her and really actually be smart about what we do for her. We have no governor for Denouncing. I wonder why. We are actually going to appoint Asha Shadowbiter to Denouncing, and Misil Unfound will rule Arachna's Vale now. Although, it might be better. Hold on, let's check our governors here. So, Malisa Shadowbiter is running the city of, Funneled Webs. That's good. Though, I think I'm going to appoint Malisa to Arachna's Vale right now, because Arachna's Vale has the most room to expand. And then I'm going to put Misil Unfound in charge of the city of Funneled Webs. Okay. Now all of our cities have governors once more, which is good. You've withdrawn to the Astral Void. We've made a breach in Valtan. We could attack them right now. This is going to be an easy combat, so I don't think we need to do this. As cool as it would be, it's just going to take a really long time to maneuver all of our forces. So we'll just see what the auto-resolve gives us. And if I lose anything, then I think I'll do it. But I didn't lose anything, so... We're going to take Denouncing. We are celebrating the defeat of Zenith the God Vassal. You have crumbled the last defenses of Zenith the God Vassal and cast her into the astral void, banishing her from this realm. Whatever schemes Zenith the God Vassal had in the works, none of them shall come to fruition. The last of her misguided troops flee to hide in the hills and woods, her cult of the Ashen Hand, their spirits crushed by their false idol's yoke, now find themselves at your mercy, O glorious seer. Whatever the future holds, Zenith the God Vassal is a thorn in your side no more. How will you commemorate this extraordinary victory? Alright, we're going to receive 98 Imperium. We could hold a parade to celebrate our triumph. That would cost us 265 gold, but would give us 157 Imperium, which would be pretty good. I do need Imperium. Or we can manipulate the fading zeal of Zenith the God Vassal to capture divine gold. We would get more gold, and we would become more evil. We're about as evil as we can get. We can spiritually guide her to Mage Haven, but let's not do that, because that's boring. So we're going to hold a massive parade. Our spiders will parade in triumph through the streets, and all will learn the glory of our spider empire. So, I think this is the best option, because we need the Imperium. Alright, Denouncing is ours. Now, what are we going to do? Let's migrate it to the Unbeheld. This is an evil action. It's going to kill 5 of the city's population, or we could absorb it as is. But that's boring. We don't want their local troops. We want the Unbeheld to take over and turn this into one of our cities, which is exactly what we're going to do. It's going to take us 3 turns, and that's what we're going to do. Denouncing will soon be ours, which means we will have a massive northern empire, which also means we need to do what we got to do here in Donatur, like, now. Otherwise, we're going to start suffering some penalties. So, can we already migrate this? I doubt it. No. How much? 72? Let's do it. Okay, now I can migrate this over to the Spinner's Nest. That'll take 1 turn. Is required here. What are we gonna do here? All these jerks are sitting around here. I could destroy Crick's Heart Eater, but I'm gonna give her a turn to see if she withdraws. If she withdraws from my territory, or from the territory that's about to be mine, I should say, then I'm willing to forgive and forget this for now. We'll kill her later. He's been very unreliable. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's my... Yeah, that's that. Nothing to worry about there. Okay. You hold on here, because you're now the city guards. So that's being guarded by giant hunting spiders. You know, we keep order by enforcing a strict curfew. You know, anybody outside of the curfew gets eaten by spiders. Which I think is fair. You know, that's... You know, it is what it is. Nothing more to be done here, so let's leave this. And, yeah, we're constructing the arcane battlements down here in Spinner's Nest, which is great. Spells are ready to launch. Zenith God Vassal is retreated to the Astral Void and is never coming back. Sounds good to me. And all of our forces here are just going to have to sit around and wait a little bit. But our scout is going to go have a look-see at Gardheim here and see what they got. Okay. Nothing too concerning. And besides, Korsgol is probably my most likely ally in the grand scheme of things. So, let's end our turn. Alright. We have recruited a Hell Dog, which is going to move to protect the Spinner's Nest. That was recruited thanks to the annexation of this wildlife sanctuary. See, I really would like to get that mine in the Spinner's Nest before we transfer it over. But I don't know if that's actually going to be doable. Needs 1 more population, and it's going to take 600 to get anywhere. We're not going to set any production. I was insulted by Torbeld Dragonkiller. Yeah, you go fuck yourself. Dwarf. I don't know, of course, ghoul, huh? Thought we were friends. Perhaps we can settle grievances with him. We could pay for our transgressions, which would cost us 300, or we could sell our transgressions. Ah, grievances can't be traded because he's a demonic warlord. Alright. We could forgive them. That's an act of good. We don't do that kind of stuff. Well, we may have to kill him too. I feel like we may have to just kill everyone, because that's just sort of where this is heading, which is fine. I don't mind. This was going to be an evil campaign, and that is what it is. Let's build a Masonic Hall here in the city of Funneled Webs. I think that's going to be good for us. Get some more production going. Or perhaps we could build a Doom Depth Trench, or even a Dark Forge here. So we've got a quarry there. There is the matter of the Shrieker's Tomb, which we should attempt to take at some point. We got a mine here, a quarry there. We could replace one of the conduits. Is that worth it, though? Oh, no, hold on. Sorry, wrong one. Actually, constructing a wildlife sanctuary in one of the forest provinces. Do I have a just standard forest? I do not. We'll have to wait until we can annex this. No, that's gonna be a mine, which we're gonna need as is. Okay, then just build something normal. What about these seeds? The Seed of Nature. Grant 1 nature affinity. Reveal its location to all other empires. I'm trying to think, where would be the best way to build that? I think the best place to build the seeds would be in Denvalton, if I decide to go for that victory. Because Denvalton has a nice central territory to me. I mean, up here in Arachna's Vale, that could also be good, because it would take certain enemies a really long time to get to us, if we built them all in Arachna's Vale. But I don't know if you can build multiple seeds in one city. I think you may need to build them in different cities. I honestly have no idea, because I haven't done that yet. But alright, let's, for now, just build regular old things. So, since the stronghold is about to be completed, let's construct a Masonic Hall there. And we want to, of course, construct something here in Arachna's Vale, but I've got no money left, so, yeah. Checking Grick's Heart Eater. Did she withdraw? Not really. What are you doing, precisely? I kind of feel like taking her out. We could do it. It would be very easy. Forces are split up, and they're not particularly dangerous either, so... But the problem is that would drag me into another war. I'm already in a bunch of wars. And right now, Grix, I think, because she's at war with quite a few other factions, she's acting as kind of a roadblock. So if I take her out, then I'm next in line. And I'd rather have a bit of time to consolidate in Denvalton. So we're just going to hold here with our troops. My spider here is going to do some more investigations. Actually, I think I'm going to leave my spider right here next to this underground passage. Just to watch it, because this underground passage is at a key location. Well, it's not at a super key location, but it is kind of close to some of my territory, so I would like to know if somebody tries to get through there. Okay, as much as I would like to take this mine, I don't think it's going to work. So I'm going to release Donartur as a vassal right now. So we're going to move these hell pigs out because they're mine. And, yeah, release as a vassal city. It's going to take, how many turns? 3 turns, I think? Yeah. Right, so we're going to take some economic penalties, but that's okay. A new day has dawned, and Mustafa ibn Nazir has built an astral seed and a astral root. Okay, concerning. Now there are multiple characters that are far along on this. I'm hoping they'll all destroy each other, but we're going to need to prepare to move against them quickly, should things go badly. What else do we have? Destructive regrowth is completed, so we can now destroy enemy provinces by turning them into forests. That's awesome. Now, what is our next unit going to be, or our next thing going to be? I think I'm going to want to recruit Astral Serpents, because they look really cool. Astral Keepers are also very cool, to be fair. Which is a support unit that can do Astral Blessing, which will be a big, thick heal and grant them static charge, which will increase their lightning damage per turn, which is pretty cool. But Astral Serpents are a melee unit that deals a lot of damage and can do Shattering Refuge. Unit teleports to target hex, dealing damage to adjacent units. Then this unit gains Refuged, which makes them invulnerable, but stunned. Ooh. That's cool. I like both of them. I think we're going to lock this one, and we're going to get the Astral Serpents first. Okay, the Spinner's Nest has produced Arcane Battlements. Very good. Arachna's Veil has produced its Stone Mason, I should say. And then we're going to want to build something new in Arachna's Veil. Let's actually build Arcane Battlements there as well. So we need to make sure our cities are defensible in due time. Donartur is under the process. How long is it going to take before... we're not going to be able to get that in time, I think. Okay, we'll have our Hell Pigs assist in the garrison there at Spinner's Nest. It's not much of a garrison. Yeah, she's still just creeping around. She's sitting on these territories. Are you pillaging? I'll give her the turn till when the city is actually mine to get out of here. And then if she doesn't leave the turn after that, I'm going to destroy her. Because what she's basically doing is trespassing. We need to actually be guarding this settlement. So head back there. What's going on? Look at these guys. Creeping around, up to no good, no doubt. Okay. They're mostly tier 1 and 2 units. Mostly. I'm confident I can defeat this army with the 2 that I have here, because these are both quite elite armies. Barring these thralls, but we don't worry too much about them. Yeah. New Empire development skill. No, I'm keeping my Imperium for now. And other rulers have made a defensive pact. Okay. Rajar Jadathrum and Virenwe are now defensively allied. That's fine. I'm at war with both of them. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We already knew that was coming. Okay, you're gonna hold out here for now. We're gonna hold out here with our troops. And you just shadow them. I want to find out what they're doing. And we have spells ready to launch. We can also do stuff with other spells. So, for example, he's got this seed here. Can I just, I don't know, blow it up with a destructive regrowth? Could that work? It didn't destroy the seed. Okay, that was a test. Didn't really do what I thought it would. But I've replaced it with forests. You can kind of like snipe pieces of an enemy city if you can see parts of them. But like this, for example, has a conduit. I bet if I cast that there, let's just queue up another one. I'll take another turn. All right, and we'll see what it can do. I want to experiment around with this spell. All right. So yeah, I want to see what you can potentially destroy here. So I would like to cripple this faction a little bit more. I don't think we can see any more of what they have. About down here. So like this quarry, I think we could probably destroy if we use the forest on it. Yeah, same thing here. We could probably destroy that conduit, but I don't want to necessarily cast it on him because I think it might create a war against Torbeld if I cast it against him. But then again, maybe not. Okay, they are retreating now, from the looks of it. And Denvalton is ours. So, Denvalton is absolutely massive. This is a huge city. Lots of territories are currently ours. Unfortunately, a lot of it is ruined because they've been pillaging, which I'm not a big fan of. So we're going to have to do some repairs, unfortunately, which we will. Conduit ruins as well. More farm ruins. Everything's ruined. Circle of Zealotry ruins. We can probably just destroy this, because I don't think that's going to benefit us. Same with this abbey. Because we can replace the abbey with a... Actually, no, it still does function for us, interestingly enough. Even though it's not something we normally have access to. A tithe collector. Do we get... Yeah, we get gold out of that. Alright. Yeah, I mean, sure, keep it then. And we already have a teleporter here, which is great. And, yeah, then it just comes down to prosecuting our next war. Which, given that Crix appears to be behaving sensibly and retreating... So what is my current overall strength ranking? I would like to find that out here. Just a sec. So we don't have any money to do anything else. Rainbow Clover has been acquired. Alright, what is Rainbow Clover? And we'll check our strength ranking. The Rainbow Clover, when lending its scintillating aspect to any setting, has been found to promote feelings of camaraderie and fellowship among those who gaze upon it. Once a notable feature at many halfling tribes' feasts and mead halls. Okay, great. And Grix Heart-Eater has returned to Duskwatch. Okay. And Destructive Regrowth is, of course, ready to go. But I don't think we have a good target for it right now. I mean, I could blast some of these cats. You know, we could take out one of their farms or this conduit right here. We're at war with them. And there were a bunch of forces moving across here. They're all down there now. So I could potentially, like, hit this research post to deal some damage, but I don't know if that's worth the mana cost to do. Yeah, so now it's a ruin, and it's covered in forest, and I think I just dealt a bunch of damage to all of their cities, so, I mean, that's kind of cool. Spell's ready to cast. Let's queue up another Destructive Regrowth. They are pretty good. Or it's kind of cool that you can do that. Yeah, so we did just ruin that. Should slow their research down. Okay, now, more importantly, Denvalton is not a fitting name for the city, so we're going to have to rename it. We migrated, in quotes, our own population in. What really happened is we invaded and ate the entirety of the population of Denvalton. We feasted on them. It was a glorious cannibalistic ritual. Citywide cannibalism, you know, blood was spilled. It was a great time for everyone involved, except for the people that were being eaten. It was probably not a very good time for them. But we don't care about them because we ate them. So, what we will call this here, the Spinner's Feast. We did, after all, defeat a god here, so I think some proper celebrations happened. This is our feasting town. All for the good of the Spinner in Darkness, of course. Alright, all is looking well. The Spinner's Feast is ready to go. The City of Funneled Web stands strong, and Arachna's Vale is continuing to grow. And this, unfortunately, is where I'm going to leave today's episode off. There will be more soon, fear not. 1 or 2 days from now, the next episode will come up. Once again, I will attempt to bring this to a more daily episode routine, but I can't guarantee anything, so it's going to be every other day for the most part still, but, you know, there might be some instances where they come out back to back. And once again, as soon as this campaign is done, I'm going to start up another one, and I will hold a vote on my channel's community page, so keep an eye out for that. And it's basically just going to be factions that have gotten some I guess, interest in the comments. Like, there was one commenter who wanted me to play Grix the Heart Eater for my next campaign. So if there are comments that express interest in one of these other characters, I will include them in the vote. And I think I will include one of my own as well, and I might even include a new character every single time I do one of these campaigns and just gradually add to it, because I have a mod that allows you to field bigger maps, which I did not have when I started this campaign, so we could actually add a couple more factions in, which I probably will do, just to make things a little bit more interesting. But stay tuned for that when this campaign ends. Don't worry, it's not over yet. There's still quite a lot more to do, lots of more factions to kill and eat, or a grand ritual to enact to bring the Spinner in Darkness into the material world. We'll see what we end up doing for our victory. Feel free to leave some suggestions as to what you think I should do. I always enjoy reading those, and again, don't worry about backseat gaming for games like these. I really don't mind advice and all that, though. No guarantee that I will go along with it. Alright, everybody. Leave this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're all doing well, and I will catch you in the next one. Ash Heriter out.